So what's good, TMG fam? Listen, today we hear a testimony from a mother of a son who was killed in gun violence, and she testifies on Capitol Hill. All right, so if y'all new, hit that subscribe button. Let's check this out.
Honorable Chairwoman Maloney, Ranking Member Comer, distinguished members of the committee, thank you for allowing me to be here today to address the violence in our country. My name is Lucretia Hughes Klukin. I have 4 children and 9 grandchildren. On the night of April the 2nd, 2016, my family got a phone call that would change our lives forever. My ex-husband answered the phone and let out a blood-curdling scream, a scream of pain from the depths of his soul. He screamed, he cried, he's gone, he is gone. Our 19-year-old son, Emmanuel, went to a party early that night. After we got the call, we was frantic. We called his phone, no one answered. We called even the police. I went to Facebook and I had to ask, is my son dead?
Ooh. Can you imagine having to go to social media to ask other people about your child to find out if he is alive? Can you imagine that? Bro, that's one of the worst fears ever to a parent having to bury their child, let alone receiving a phone call that your child is dead. After going to a party. Listen up, people.
Please. I went to Facebook and I had to ask, is my son dead? I found out that he was shot point blank in the head and killed while playing dominoes. No one spoke up for weeks, and the killer was on the run. No one was going to snitch, but that is the street life. Words can't describe how hard it is to bury a child. I ache for anyone and all who have done the same. My son's death was a result of a criminal with an evil heart and a justice system failing to hold him accountable for the laws he had already broken.
Something we talked about in another video, man, the serial killer video we talked about the other day. We checked out. What kept happening in that video? A person do a crime, he go to jail, he be released quickly. He do even more, like a worse crime. Go to jail, be released. Short time spans. Get out, do the same crimes. No rehabilitation. Like, at some point in time, I don't have the answer, but these people being released because of the prison system is overcrowded and things like that irks me. That irks me. Because now they're being released back out and people are dying at the hands of these criminals. It's sad, but it keeps repeating. The cycle keeps repeating. And here we have a mom right here that is sick of it. And she just had to bury her child.
To hold him accountable for the laws he had already broken. You see, a convicted felon killed my son with an illegally obtained gun. Our gun control lobbyists and politicians claim that their policies will save lives and reduce violence. Well, those policies did not save my son. The laws being discussed are already implemented in cities across this country. We have decades of evidence proving they do not work. St. Louis, New York, Chicago, Washington, Atlanta are gun control utopias, and they are plagued with the most violence. 10 more laws, 20 more laws, 1,000 more won't make what has already illegal more wrong or stop criminals from committing these crimes. And y'all are delusional if you think it's gonna keep us safe. I am a walking testimony of how the criminal justice system and the gun control laws, which is steeped in racism, by the way, have failed the Black community. By the age of 25, I had already went to 18 young black men funerals at the age of 25. I have one black man in jail, one black man in the grave, and my young grandson gonna be raised without a father. And it's a curse on the black community and everyone else's. Something has to change. Thoughts and prayers and calls for more gun control isn't enough. How about letting me defend myself from evil? You don't think that I'm capable and trustworthy to handle a firearm? You don't think that the Second Amendment doesn't apply to people that look like me? Who and you who would call for more gun controls are the same ones that are calling to defund the police. Who is supposed to protect us?
Same thing I said the other day, man. That's not the answer, bro. That's not the defunding the police. Then you have problems like this. This is what's going to continuously happen if we do that. If we do that, you're going to have more parents burying more children each and every single day. It's not the answer. It's not the answer. Yes, we have a huge problem in our police department with these bad cops. Absolutely. But defunding them is not going to be the answer to the solution. So we need to go back to the drawing board and figure out a different course of action. I don't care if you feel like, oh, white, black, whomever. I don't want to see nobody have to bury their children. That's not what it's about. That's not what it's about. And now I have my kids saying they feel scared to even do anything. Or they feel like they're battling several things. They go out, we're calling them every few minutes. We're on top of them. They feel crowded, and you know what I mean? Like we're over top of them because we worry so much. So they don't get to be a normal kid just out enjoying themselves. No, because we're constantly keeping a tab on, why are you there? Why are you over there? I'm tracking you, but where are you going? I was a kid once. I know that can be aggravating. You just want your time alone to be a kid and be around your friends. But still, I got to be the parent because you may not see what I see in your friends. So I don't want to keep seeing nobody have to bury their child, bro. This is sad and ridiculous.
Peace. Who is supposed to protect us? We must prepare to be our own first responders to protect ourselves and our loved ones. I am a legal, law-abiding citizen, and I don't need the government to save me. I teach people how to use a firearm. I empower others to look at me to understand the Second Amendment is their right. I am a proud member of the DC Project, Women for Gun Rights. We believe that education is the key to safety, not ineffective legislation. We support meaningful solutions that will actually save lives. We support the Safe Student Act, HR 7415, which would immediately make schools safer. In hindsight, at Parkland, we saw failure of the government at every level failing the students. Students saw something and they said something, and the school did not act. Police were called to his residence over 30 times and they did not act. And finally, the police did not go into that school that fateful day and failed to protect those kids. We need to secure our schools, and we got to secure this building, or like y'all do. What's the difference? We call on Congress to ban gun-free zones, fund nonpartisan firearm education programs like Kids Safe Foundation, and non-governmental mental health organizations like Hold My Guns. And in closing, I claim that nothing in these bills do anything to make us safer or address the mental health crisis in this country. Despite living with the heartache of losing my son on a daily basis, I believe it is our God-given right to defend ourselves from any act of violence, making it more difficult or even more expensive for me and people that look like me and other law-abiding citizens will not make us safer. It will embolden the criminals. Gun owners are not the enemies, and these gun control policies are not the solution. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for your...
Whew. How does that make you feel? How do y'all feel after hearing that? You know what I'm saying? How do you feel if you were in support of defunding the police after hearing this mom speak up about losing her son and a grandchild who has no father now? How do you feel? How do you feel? Is that still your solution to the problem? How are you going to protect yourselves? Who's going to be there to help you? These are questions we have to ask ourselves.
Powerful and meaningful and gut-wrenching testimony.
Hi, everyone.
Beyond gut-wrenching testimony, fam. You want to see the pain of a parent or a mother or a father? You mess with their children. You mess with their children, and you'll see a storm like you've never seen before. Like, we got to keep hearing this stuff. It hurts. It hurts, but in order to move forward, I seen in the comments in the last video, I saw what people were saying. Cool, you're agitated, you're upset. You're hearing this stuff. You may not agree, or you may agree. But one thing it is doing is creating dialogue and conversation. And that's the first steps to getting to a solution. So if we got to deal with that to get to the, you know what I mean? To the place we need to get to, so be it. So be it. Till next one, I'm gone. Peace.